Good morning. It's a terrific Tuesday, and we still have a missing child in the news. This is from Chicago, and the story was, to me, the story seems to be about how come we not getting national attention? How come you not doing more worrying about the missing child than you are about who's helping you find the child? In the black community, we need to stop blaming everybody else. This black media. I see V103 in Chicago is carrying it. I'm not saying that they don't deserve national attention, but I'm saying spend less time complaining and more time doing something. See, what's socially relevant? Yes, it's one of those days, a swollen face, whatever. I don't want to be like I don't care, because I care about all children. I especially care about any child that's missing, lost, or abused and neglected. But I have to say, I think we waiting on people to save us again. You got to get out of that plantation mentality. That's our little black child that's lost. And I think that one of the reasons why they don't value black children the same way, and all my white friends, don't get all twisted up in a knot. I'm not calling you racist, but I think that y'all probably just don't value our children the same way you value the blonde-haired and blue-eyed children. Now, having been a child care professional and a professional nanny, I don't see color in children. I just see God's precious angels that He gave us adults a charge to keep. And that is to take care of these children while they're on the planet and make sure that they make it to adulthood safely and in good shape and not all jacked up. Okay, this story is about the family of missing 5-year-old Arizona girl speaks out about lack of national media coverage. The family of Jesse Shockley sat down for a nationally syndicated online radio show interview Sunday night. The two held hands for nearly an hour for the interview. Hunter talked about the last time she saw her little girl. She said right before leaving to run an errand, she asked Jesse to play outside with her sisters. And I feel really, really remorseful. I should have said things differently, and I think about what I could have done differently. See, I just said. They think we don't value our children, therefore they don't value our children. Hunter thanked the community for opening their hands, their hearts, and pocketbooks during the search. I basically came on to plead to the world, not just Arizona, not just nationally, but to the world, said Hunter. She shared happy stories about the little girl, blah, 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 blah. Johnson says she is slated to have a hearing with Child Protective Service about the custody of her other 3 granddaughters. This is the grandmother raising these babies. And I'm going to provide a link. But, here, we need to stop all that. Why are we waiting on other people to save us? I said something to somebody the other day, and I was like, no, I don't expect anyone to save me. I expect people to save themselves, because I don't have that luxury, and I don't think that, excuse me, hello, wrong number. So one of the things that we have to concentrate and focus on is that, we mobilize the whole city. You're in Arizona. You had people out searching. People are giving you money. What did you do with the money? Why didn't you hire a private investigator? I just kind of think that, we're getting hung up on this. And here again, this is what the people said. Unfortunately, this is the case for many children who are considered minorities. And this is from a lady that's making a Facebook comment. My heart goes out to you and your family. I pray God that she's delivered back to your family safe and alive. This is any parent or grandparent's worst nightmare. It's just said that because she's African American that your story is not making real headway in the press. She's a minority. Okay. And nowhere in this story, I hear this, you're giving a sob story. I think more of your energy should have been focused on the actions and activities of that day. Because, I say the hard stuff. I'm not, I don't cut no corners. And you don't have to agree with everything I say. It's alright. But it's usually, and I know y'all don't want to hear this, that, the grandmother has the children, right? Okay, so that means the parents is in some way jacked up and they can't participate with their children. Now, it doesn't even say how long the little girl been missing. So I'm like, okay, this whole thing was about I came on to plea to the world. And there's no mention in here of the activities of the day other than you went out to run an errand and you left her with the others, told her to go outside and play with the other sisters. Now, how old were the children? Where were they when you left? How long were you gone? Who's in your neighborhood? Did anybody see anything? I don't want to say that it's not important because it is. This little girl, I'm going to have to do some more research because it's not, this story here is just about, to me, is people having a pity party. Spend less time complaining and more time doing. If you're going to get on the air, describe the child in detail. What she was wearing, how old she is, how tall she is, what she weighed, what kind of birthmark she had. Are there any kind of characteristics that might make her stand out from a group of people? But I hate to say, my spirit said the child is dead. 9 times out of 10, when our kids come up missing like that, they're dead. And, I know that she feels a lot of remorse, but that ain't going to bring that little girl back. And I know the community appears to be outraged that they're not getting coverage. But is it about coverage or is it about recovering and rescue? You in the back room with Becky. It is Terrific Tuesday. We're going to make the best of our day. Understand we need to behave differently with and towards each other as opposed to how we are. Because the way we are with each other right now, it ain't about what color the child is. It is about how those parents cared or did not care for their child. I think a lot of people are under the impression that, this little girl, little Lisa Irwin, is getting a lot of attention because she's a white girl. Lisa Irwin is getting a lot of attention because she's in Missouri. And we don't play that. We value children. Black, white, and otherwise. Now, granted, that little girl, precious baby doll, was deceased. They found body parts. But they inevitably found her killers also. And they made people pay. So, maybe, this is an abject lesson for all you people living in Arizona. Arizona is one of the most, I know I'm going to hear from y'all, and I don't care, one of the most prejudiced areas of the country outside of the southern states. Yes, it is. Last state to agree that Martin Luther King deserved to have a holiday. Fewer people that are black live there. Why? Because if it's not conducive in a healthy environment for you as an adult, do you really think they're going to value your little black children when they're looking at you saying, okay, she grandma, she raised the kids, she's too old to take care of them. Are they having a hearing? They didn't take the kids away, the other kids away from her. But I think sometimes that we unrealistically place these children with these grandparents and thinking, they're not always equipped to do that. And children who have been displaced have certain issues. It ain't like they didn't never know their mother. I'm thinking of that, how old the little girl is? 5 years old. Who was watching her? Some other children. Why you didn't put the children in the car with you and go? You're in the back room with Becky. It's Terrific Tuesday, because we're going to make it that way. Time for change. It's time for people to get up off their asses. Stop waiting on people to rescue and save you. Save yourself. Save your own children. Let's make better choices about the children. Casey Anthony was a negligent mother. Lisa Irwin's mother is a negligent mother. In this day and age, go off and leave your children in the yard playing without adult supervision? That's negligence, baby. I don't care how you look at it. And I'm sorry for her and her family. But it's kind of late to be talking about what you would have done because you didn't do it. It's time to stop passing the buck. Because if you don't give up, nobody else will. Always, I want you to understand peace. We need peace, love, and understanding. And we got to get peace before we can get to the love part. Because you can't change people's minds until you change their heart. And while we're all under the kind of environment that we're under, the end of days, as we know them, America is not what it was 10 years ago, 20 years ago. So you can't put your children out in the yard and let them play and think they're going to be okay. Used to be you could say, Miss Brown, watch my kids. I'm going down the street to the store. Can't do that. Let's stop playing games with ourselves. If our children are not being protected, it's us. The first line of defense is the family. So, it is what it is. Peace, love. And I always understand. I was going to talk about the basketball wives, but this was the first thing I saw this morning, and it just struck me because people are probably saying, she just keep talking about the little white girl. She ain't saying nothing about the black children that's missing. It's because it's too many. And I asked you, the last thing I said yesterday to you was, why so many missing children?